Shalom and welcome. My name is Avram Ben Shalom and welcome to learning about noun constructs. Noun constructs are going to be a very important thing that you're going to be using and utilizing and understanding as you progress in learning the biblical Hebrew. And we're going to talk about how noun constructs work. Okay? So, the first thing I want to go through is I want to identify all the different types of noun constructs you're going to encounter and understand to utilize. We're going to talk about definite noun constructs, and we're also going to talk about indefinite noun constructs, as well as how they function in translation. Okay? So the first one we're going to look at here is the noun construct. What is a noun construct first and foremost? You're taking one noun and you're putting it next to another noun, and that other noun is having some kind of relationship or associationship to the first noun. For example, the word eretz, land. And here we have a proper noun, Adam. In English, what we try to understand is we have to know that the word Adam is a definite noun. And so, in this case, we say the whole noun construct is definite. And so how we would translate that is we would say the land of Adam. Okay? The land of Adam. I want you to think of noun constructs is the grammatical way of saying of. Now there are two ways to grammatically say of in Hebrew. This is one of them. Okay? The second one we'll learn in another lesson. But this way, we need to understand these are going to be the of sentences. Cup of tea, bowl of soup. Those are the of word, sentences or compounds or statements that you want to refer to, okay? So think about the of as the in-between word that disappears because in the noun construct form, it's assumed in the language. So Eretz Adam is going to be the land of Adam. Why? Because the word Adam is a proper noun and proper noun is definite. And so in this rule, the rule is if the last word in the noun construct, and noun constructs can be more than just two words. It can have 3 words, it can have 4 words. But if the last word in the noun construct is definite, then we're going to make the whole noun construct definite. Now there is an exception to the rule, and we'll learn this later. So Eretz Adam is the land of Adam. So we have to put the, which is the definite article in English, and connect it to the word land. And then after that, we're going to put of in between the word land and Adam, and therefore it's referring to the land of Adam, and that's how we're going to translate it. In this one, we're going to be utilizing the hey article. The hey article now is making the noun definite based upon the definite article that's being used. Here we have the proper noun. Here we have the hey article, which makes it definite. So here we have the same rule. We're going to say the land of. Now, because we're talking about a definite article being used with the noun, we're also going to add the word the in this part too. The people. So you can see we have 2 definite articles we have to use in English. Yet there's only one article that's used in Hebrew. And we have to remember, the only differentiation between the proper noun and the definite article is that also not only is the first word going to be made definite, but also the second word is made definite. And that's because we have to remember, Adam is definite on its own. So I don't have to use a definite article for the word Adam. But the word Ha'am, because it's the people, I have to add the people into it. And that should make absolute sense here. The third type is going to be what's called the possessive pronoun. This is the pronoun that makes the word definite. Okay? So here, we're going to start once again. The land of. Now we're going to make the pronoun, which is what we would normally do in English, the possession of. So now we're going to say my, and then the last word is people. So we know that here the possessive pronoun is my. That's connected to his. And we know that the word people is the word am. So you can see the logic of it. Adam is definite by itself. That's why we don't have definite articles. Ha'am is the definite article with the noun. And ami is the possessive pronoun with the noun. So you can follow that, you can see the logic of how this is going to work. And you can also understand the fact of this is, notice, they all have the same connective stance, and that's the word of exists in these. And this is why I'm saying grammatically this is the assumed part of the of in Hebrew. Now there is another form, but we're going to talk about that later, and that's when of functions as a complete preposition versus as what we use here, where of is not being used as a preposition in a sense. Okay? Here we're going to look at the next one. This is the out of the ordinary state, and that's going to be the fact that we're looking at an indefinite noun, which is the word ben, son, and we have a proper noun, which is Adam. In this case, we're going to neglect the proper noun to make it definite, which means literally we're going to say a son of Adam. So here we're actually going to make the statement with the indefinite state, and the definite state is going to just be Adam. And this is something that you have to know that exists in Biblical Hebrew, as well as you have to understand that the logic behind why this is going to be necessary, because context will create this identification that it doesn't make sense to say the, or maybe it could make sense, but also this also can be utilized as well. And this is just a grammatical point that most people don't really focus upon. They normally try to focus on these parts, but they forget that this exists in the grammar of Biblical Hebrew. The next thing we have, which is our noun, by which the second noun acts like an adjective. And this is a very special thing, because the same thing we see in English, where you can have two nouns. The second one acts like an adjective, which is describing the first noun. So here we have pri, a fruit, and then the other word etz, tree. So a fruit of a tree, and so therefore the tree is describing the fruit. And so this is where we're finding the fact that in this passage here, the fruit of a tree, it's making the point that we're focusing upon a specific type, and therefore we use the word etz as an adjective to learn that it's describing the type of fruit. Okay, it's not the fruit of the ground, it's the fruit of a tree. And so this is how we're understanding it's the fruit of a tree. So the tree is describing the type of fruit, which makes the whole differentiation between an apple versus a tomato. Lastly, we have, which is the compound noun. This compound noun is when we're taking, for example, two nouns, the word ben and the word Adam, and now we're going to utilize this as a compound noun, which is going to generically be translated as people. Ben Adam. Literally, people would translate this as the son of Adam or a son of Adam, but in Hebrew, this means anybody born from Adam. Well, that's the whole generation. It's everybody in the world, and so therefore, this is able to be translated as what we call a compound noun, as people. It's just like when we have something as like an apple tree, where you're taking, not an apple tree, but there's another word I'm trying to think about on the top of my head, where you're taking the two nouns together and you're creating one formality, okay? Like if you were to say emergency room, okay? The emergency room is a compound noun, which literally means it's a place, a singular place, by which emergency things are taken care of, where people are rushed into in order to receive any emergency procedures that are required for a person who's ill or has some kind of problem, okay? This is the same kind of concept where we're taking a compound noun and we're creating a singular identity or subject. I hope you enjoy learning this noun construct, and we'll learn a lot more about how to understand more things in Hebrew on this page. I'll see you next time.